So let's take the second example program of this class. Program to accept an year from an end user and to find number of days in that year. So if an input is 2019, the output should be 365. So basically we are trying to find out whether the given year is a leap year or not, but not through a conventional method wherein we use mod and we check the divisibility test and all those things. For this program, we'll be using date operations and then coming to the conclusion whether the number of days in a year are 365 or 366. So let's take an example for this. Assume this to be the given year. For right now, it's 2019 and the another block to be the next year. And our aim is to find the number of days present in the given year, that is 2019. So first step that we'll be doing is we'll be concatenating 0101, that is DDMM, that is 1st of Jan. We'll be concatenating this part to our input field, that is 2019. So 1st of Jan 2019 will be the value. And if you are assuming the left hand side to be the start of the year, it reaches to the start position of the given year, that is 1st January 2019. And we call this date to be F1 date. Now the next step would be, if we add 370 days in the F1 date, then we will be landing up in next year's January month, somewhere in the mid. Now to again get back to the 1st of January of the next year, we'll be again concatenating it with the 01 value, and it will be again pointing it to the first day of the next year. We'll call it as F2 date. Now what we have to do is just we have to do the subtraction of F1 date and F2 date to get the number of days present in the given year. So that's all about the logic of this program. Let's get into the ABAP editor and write the code. So we are in ABAP editor and our program is to accept a year from an end user and to find number of days in that year. So the first thing that we'll be doing is we'll be writing parameter statement. Let that variable name be gYear, type numeric, length be 4. Then data, one date, type D, then F2 date, type T, and lastly num days, type integer. That's it. So the first step would be, we'll be concatenating it with 0101 value. So gYear single quote 0101, that is 1st of January, into F1 date. Once that is done, we will be adding 370 days so that the pointer reaches to the next year, but somewhere in the mid of January. Okay, so now the pointer of F2 date is set to somewhere in the mid of January. Now what we'll be doing, we will be setting it to 1st of January, not to any other date. So F2 date plus 6 of 2. So we are using offset concept here. So we will be only changing day of the month to 01. We don't care about what is the value that is right now stored, but we are setting it to 01, 1st of Jan. Then finally we just do the subtraction. Then days equal to F2 date minus F1 date. Just write num days. Let's check this. Okay, I forgot to write an underscore over here. Now let's check this. It's fine, activated and execute. So let's suppose if the given year is 2025, let's press F8. So the number of days is 365. So it is not in a leap year. But how about if the year is 2000? Press F8. Yeah, so the number of days are 366. So 2000 is an leap year, we know. So let's now debug the same code. I'm setting a breakpoint over here, executing it, and let's say 1996 F8. So the ABAP debugger is getting started, so it will take some while. I'm hitting onto the desktop 3. So what's the value in G here? It's 1996. Any value in F1 date, F2 date? No, right now they are blank. And same is the case with num days. Let's press F5. So what's the value now in F1 date? So F1 date is set to 1st of January 1996. Now I'll be adding 370 days to F1 date, and let's check the value of F2 date after the execution of 15th line. So it's come out to be 5th of January 1997. Now, due to the offset concept, we know that 05 is at the 6th position, and after 6th we need 2 digits whose value to be changed to 01 so as to get 1st of January. So let's press F5 and see what happens. Yeah, so it's again set to 1st of January of 1997. And finally we take the difference of it, and difference is 366. So it's a leap year. So this is how the debugging of this basic code takes place. Now let's take another third example for date operation. Let's go back, F8, go back. Now just move on to our PPT slide. So the third program for this class is program to accept a date from end user and to find its previous month's first and last day date. So if the input is 2050 1231, that is 31st December 2050, the output that we are looking in this case would be 1st of November 2050 to 30th of November 2050. So for the given date, we found its previous month, first day date and last day date. So the logic for that would be, let's assume this block to be the previous month and this one to be the given month. Right now the G day would lie somewhere in the given month. So we first assign G date to the last date in our program, and once that is done, we concatenate it to the 01 so that we get the first day of the given month. And for that we will be executing the statement LDate plus 6 of 2 equal to 01. So it will be set to 1st of given month. So this is now the pointer would point after the execution of this second line. Once that is done, now what we'll be doing is we'll be subtracting that L day with 1 day. So once we execute the third line, that is the L date minus 1, it will automatically point to the previous month's last day. So we got our one of the dates among the outputs, that's the last day date of the previous month. Now the question remains how we will obtain the first day date of the previous month. To get that, what we'll be doing is we will be assigning L date's value to F date, and once that is done, we'll be again setting it day value to 01, which will again point to the first day of the previous month. And that's it. It's pretty simple. So let's get into the ABAP editor and write down this code and execute it and debug it as well. So we are back into our ABAP editor, wherein we want to accept a date from an end user and to find its previous month first and last day date. So first thing we'll be doing is we'll be writing in a parameter statement gdate type d. And finally fdate type d, and next one would be ldate. So first thing that we'll be doing is we will be assigning gdate value to ldate. We will set the ldate value six of 2. We'll setting it to 01. Now the pointer points at the first day of the next month. We want to move it to the last day of the previous month. So we'll be subtracting L date with L date equal to L date minus 1. So we get the last date. So we got one of. So from this statement, I can say it will store previous month last day date. Now to get the, so we have received the previous month last day date in our L date. Now to get the first day date of the previous month is, first we will assign F date equal to L date, and then for F date we will be setting its value of 6 of 02 day of the month to be 01. So this will hold nothing but previous month's first day date. Finally we'll write these two values, F date followed by L date. So let's check this. Activate it, and we'll also put a breakpoint over here so that we can execute it also. So the date is 12/12/2011 and execute it. So ABAP debugger is opening. Let's press on desktop 3. So let's see what is the value in G date, F date, L date. So G date is having 12/12/2011. So right now over here the assignment operator will get executed. So L date is also equal to G date, and then we'll setting the L date value to 1st of January of 12. Once that is done, we are moving it one step back, that is in the November month. In November month we are having 30 days, and we get the previous month's last day date. To get the first day date of the previous month, we'll be again assigning it to the F date, and we will setting it the day date to 01, and finally we'll be writing this. Press F8. Yeah, so 01/11/2011, that is 1st of November 2011 to 30th of November 2011. 1st of November 2011 to 30th of November 2011. So this is how we can calculate the previous month's first day date and last day date. Let's take the last example for this date operations, in which we'll be finding the next month's first day date and last day date. So let's get on to our slide. So this is the fourth program wherein we'll be accepting a date from an end user and to find its next month first day date and last day date. So if the input is 2050-0931, that is 31st of September 2050, the output should be 1st of October 2050 till 31st of October 2050. How we will be achieving that? So consider this to be the given month, next another block to be the next month, and the third block to be next month. Now let's assume this pointer to be the G date, to be the given date, G date, and we will be setting its value to similar to F date. So F date equal to G date, and once that is done, we'll be setting it to 1st of the given month by concatenating it with 01, and so for that statement will be F date plus 6 of 2 equal to 01. And once that is done, the pointer will now points to F date, so which is the start of the month. And to move into the next month, we will be adding 40 days in the given month. So what will happen is, then now the pointer will point to a day on next month. So we'll be again pulling it back to the first day of the next month by assigning F date equal to 6 plus 2 of 01. So we got our first day date of next month. Now to get the last day of the next month is, we'll be again adding its value with 40 days. Now we'll be assigning this F date to L date, and once that is done, we'll be adding L date with 40 days so that it moves to the next month's a day Okay, we will be setting it to the first of next month by setting it L plus 1, L plus 6 of 2 equal to 0, 1. So it will point last day date, and finally we will be subtracting 1 day from the next to next month's L date, which is L date equal to L date minus 1, which will then point to last date of the next month. So this is how it will execute in the programming in ABAP editor as well. The basic concept to solve most of the date problem is we will be adding some days as per our requirement. Over here we want next month's day, so I'm roughly adding 40 days and then setting it back to first day of the given month by setting the day value to 0, 1, and this method is being repeated to get the requirement. So to get the first day date, I have followed that method, and to get the last day date of the next month, then moved it to the first day of the next month and then subtracted 1 day from it so that it points to the last day date of the next month. So let's jump into the ABAP program and see and write its code. So we are in ABAP editor, program to accept a date from an end user and to find its next month first and last day date. So I'm writing parameter without much of explanation now, since all the steps are almost repeated thrice or fourth time in fact. Data fdate type D and L date type D. That's it. And then F date equal to G date, and then F date plus 6 of 2 equal to 0 of 1. So we get the first day of the month. Then F date equal to F date plus 40. So now it will be moved to the next month. And finally, we'll be setting F date to, so on execution of this statement, we will get first day date of next month. Now we'll fight for last day date of the next month. So L date equal to F date, L date equal to L date plus 40, L date plus 6 of 2 equals to 0, 1. So we get the next month's first day date, and finally we'll just subtracting it so that we get the previous month's last day date. L date equal to L date minus 1. I'll just write it L date F date. Yeah, so over here we will get last day date of next month. Let's check this. Activate it and just execute it. So 24th of September of 2017, F8. Now it's pointing to next month, that is 31st of October 2017 to 1st of October 2017. So it's giving us the 2 date, that is the next month's first day date and last day date. Of course the sequence is here and there, but we've got the output. I'll be giving you a few more examples to solve so that you get a good hands-on on these date operations. That's all for this class. Thank you.